Hello everyone, and welcome to the second lecture in the series IELTS PrepX. In this video, I will be introducing you to the different sections in the IELTS. You should familiarize yourself with the different sections because this will help you save time and avoid any confusion in the exam. IELTS accepts international English and not only British English. So you are free to use both American spelling, American English spelling, and British English spelling in the writing section. There are four major sections in the exam: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. A thing to note here is that the speaking section might be held on a different date and time than the other three sections. You will get your overall score and section wise score on a 9-point scale. This scale is evaluated in 0.5 point increments. Thus, you may have a score of 6 or 6.5, but not 6.25. The cutoffs or the thresholds for various institutions or migrations might be overall exam wise or section wise. So, for example, someone might say that I require you to have above 7 points in the reading section in order to qualify. So, now let's talk about the first section, the IELTS speaking section. This section is a simple face to face informal interview with a certified examiner. It only lasts from 11 to 14 minutes and has three parts. A thing to note here, the vital thing is that both the IELTS academic and IELTS general training have the same section and they both face the same test. What are the three parts, you may ask? Let me tell you about those. The first part is the simple introduction. The examiner will ask you a general series of general questions from topics such as your home, family, work, studies, interests, and so on. This section lasts a little less than 5 minutes. The second part is the individual long-term section. The examiner will give you a card which has a topic mentioned, and the examiner will ask you then to prepare for a minute and finally to speak on that topic for up to 2 minutes. After you have spoken for the required time, the examiner might ask you a couple of questions on the same topic. This part is 3 to 4 minutes long. Some prompts, some examples are: describe an enjoyable experience you shared with your family. Describe a teacher who has greatly influenced your education. Or describe an email you received which was very important to you. The last part, the third part, is a two-way discussion. Here, the examiner will ask you further questions related to the topic you were given in the second part. This part, is an opportunity to discuss more abstract ideas and issues. The third part lasts for from 4 to 5 minutes. And after giving these three parts, you will be done with your speaking section. The criteria for assessment, there are four major criteria. The first is your fluency and coherence. It consists of things like speech rate, speech continuity, and so on. The second criterion is lexical resource. It basically tests your vocabulary. The third, grammatical range and accuracy. It's pretty self-explanatory. And the last criterion is your pronunciation. Now we come to the next section, the listening section. This section is 30 to 40 minutes long. This section, is 30 minutes long and has 40 questions. This section consists of four parts where you listen to four recorded texts and answer the accompanying questions. The thing to keep in mind here is that each recording is only played once and thus you have only one opportunity to listen to the recording. You can write your answers on the question paper as you listen to the recording, thus you can note down the important points. An additional 10 minutes are allowed for you to transfer your answers to the official answer sheet. Thus, you can first note your answers on the question paper and in the last 10 minutes you can transfer them to the answer sheet. For the people taking the computer delivered IELTS, you can type your answers directly on the screen as you listen to the recordings. Again, like the speaking section, there are multiple parts. There are 4 parts in the listening test. The first part is a simple conversation between two people which is set in an everyday context. The second part is a monologue, again set in an everyday social context. The third part is a conversation which is set in an educational or testing context, training context between two main speakers. The two speakers might have different accents. So, for example, one might have an American accent and the other might have a British accent. The fourth part, the last part, is a monologue set in an educational or training context. The unique thing about IELTS listening exam is that you will get to face multiple different accents. For example, American accent, Australian accent, British accent, Canadian accent, and New Zealand accent. However, only the neutral, if I might use the word, the neutral sounding accents of these different accents will be used. So, for example, the Canadian accent, you might only hear the version used in Toronto or Vancouver. So, the listening test has multiple question types such as MCQ, question matching, plan map, diagram labeling, etc. The assessment for this is pretty straightforward. 1 mark is awarded for each correct answer in the 40 question test. An answer will be considered incorrect if it has incorrect spelling or grammar. A strong tip that I will give you is to write your answers in all uppercase. Uppercase answers are very legible and have the least chances of being marked incorrect. Like I said before, incorrect spelling is penalized and both American and British English spelling are acceptable. All standard abbreviations and standard alternatives for numbers, dates, and currencies are also acceptable. So while reading the question, please pay attention to the limit of words stated. For example, if it says that no more than 3 words, then your answer should contain less than 3 words. So coming to the next section, here we can discuss the reading section in the academic IELTS. This section is an hour long and has 40 questions. It is again divided into 3 parts and you are required to read 3 texts with a total length of 2150 to 2750 words. So texts and questions will appear on a question paper that you can write on but not take away from the test room. And obviously your answers have to be written on the formal answer sheet provided. So no extra time here is provided to transfer your answers from the question paper to the answer sheet. So please be aware of this. So like the listening exam, it again has multiple question types. Please pause the screen and go through them. Since this section contains 3 long texts which are taken from books, journals, magazines or newspapers, they might be from different topics. In fact, the variety of the topics is something that you should practice for before appearing for the IELTS. Also, the level of these texts will be appropriate for you and it won't be too difficult for you to understand. If it contains any technical terms, then a glossary will be provided for you. And again, for marking, it is very simple. 1 mark is awarded for each correct answer. And if you have written your answer with an incorrect spelling, you will be penalized. So now we come to the reading section from the IELTS General Training exam. This section again takes 60 minutes and has 40 questions. Again, it has multiple different question types. And the 3 texts which you will encounter will all be from different topics and you should practice for those before appearing for the IELTS. A thing which is different from the IELTS academic is that the texts here come from notices, advertisements, company handbooks, official documents, and documents of such types. The marking here is again pretty simple. 1 mark for each correct answer, and incorrect spelling or grammar is penalized. Now we come to the writing section in the IELTS exam, academic exam. This section is 60 minutes long and it has 2 tasks which you are asked to complete. The first task is is uh, is recommended for at least 150 words and 20 minutes. The second task, the recommended time is 40 minutes and you are required to write at least 250 words. So in the task 1, you are asked to describe some information which might be given to you in the form of a graph, a table, a chart, or a diagram. In the second task, you are presented with a point of view on an argument or a problem, and then you are assessed on your ability to present the solution to a problem, present and justify the opinion, compare and contrast evidence, opinions, and implications, evaluate and challenge ideas, evidence, or an argument. You have to support your ideas with evidence which is based on your own knowledge or experience in this task. The marking in this section is a little bit complicated. Each task is evaluated independently of the other, and you are assessed on your ability to write a clear and cogent essay. The range of vocabulary and grammar which you use is also evaluated. There are again 4 criteria for marking. The first is the most logical, the appropriacy, accuracy, and relevancy of the response. The second is the coherence and cohesion of the essay. Third, the lexical resource, basically the range of vocabulary. And fourth, the grammatical range and accuracy of your response. Now we come to IELTS general training writing section. It is pretty similar to the academic exams writing section, but with a few differences. Again, here in the task 1, what differs is that here you are asked to write a letter requesting information or explaining a situation. The letter you might be asked to write might be personal, semi-formal, or formal. The task 2 is again an essay, but here the topics will be more familiar and commonplace than the topics you might encounter in the IELTS academic. The marking and assessment is pretty similar to that which is used in the IELTS academic. The 4 criteria for marking are also very similar, in fact the same. And with that, you are now acquainted with the exam, and I will see you in the preparation plan. So, best of luck.